Why is Donald Trump gutting public education? So they just made massive cuts to the Department of Education. Almost half of the staff there have been laid off. When asked why, the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Education said, well, because Donald Trump has a mandate to close down the Department of Ed. Now, they can't just close it down without congressional approval, but they can get rid of as many people as they possibly can and basically make it so that it doesn't function. The people who've been fired, they haven't said anything about them being corrupt or bad at their jobs. It's literally just a matter of mass layoffs, and they're hoping to get rid of the rest of them. But why? Well, there's a lot of reasons, cultural reasons, voting reasons, but the main reason has already been given away by the Treasury Secretary. When asked about all the economic turmoil that we're in, the stock market crashing, tariffs, and blah, 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 he said, well, you just have to expect some pain as we move from the public sector to the private sector. See, right now in the federal government, a lot of stuff, you can't just try and make money off of it. People can scream corruption all they want, but think about the post office, for instance. The post office isn't allowed to make decisions just to make more money for the post office. They basically have to provide the best service that they can for the least amount of money possible. Now, think about how happy the FedEx and UPS would be if we could get rid of the post office. They could then charge as much money as they want without having to compete with the lower prices of the post office. They could squeeze us for a service that we desperately need. Well, education is something that people have been looking at for a very long time, who are billionaires, wealthy people, people in charge of companies thinking there's money to be made here. It's like an untapped oil reserve because all of these parents, all these caregivers, all of these people who love their kids are desperate for their children to have an education. People love their kids. They want them to have opportunities. They want to see them succeed. And also they need their children to be somewhere while they're at work. So it's literally a necessity. And it's a necessity right now that you can't squeeze as much money out of people as you can. There are for-profit schools, and they do exactly that. The goal isn't in any kind of for-profit organization to give the best product as you can for the least amount of money. It's the reverse, right? You know this. We all know this, that there is literally no goal amongst companies to okay, we're going to try and charge them as little as possible. The goal is always we're going to make as much money off of people as we can while giving them the least good service as we can. And that's what you see in for-profit schools. Decisions aren't made in for-profit education based on, okay, well, we're firing teachers based on the best interests of the school and the students. They're doing it to cut costs. Any decision they make about cutting curriculum, changing curriculum, it's never about, the best interest of the students, about what can we get away with so that we can make as much money as we can while giving the least service as we can. Where is this idea coming from that companies are somehow more efficient and less corrupt? Think about how often companies go out of business and how often they do bad business and unethical business. So the whole goal is to make it easier to turn your child into just a means by which to make the money.